Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Liz, and welcome back to Sky Factory 3. In the last episode, we were working on an Enderman farm. In the end, getting some new supplies, and using our new supplies, specifically the dimlet parcels, to start looking into RF tools, specifically the dimension stuff with it. RF tools has a lot of different things that are involved in the mod. And they split things up slightly, but the dimension stuff is what we were looking at because we want to get uranium. We're going to try to get uranium another way with chickens. In fact, we might. We'll see if we get any good eggs in a second. So that one just gave us some eggs, nothing major. Once the ender pearl chicken is done, then we can see. Nope. No eggs. Okay. It's a relatively low chance, so we're going to do some other things and work on some other things to try to get to that point, but we'll kind of see what happens. So we are working on a bunch of dimension stuff, dimlet stuff, opening dimlet parcels to get various controllers and rarity stuff. We have a rarity 5 circuit thing, various memory units and whatnot. This stuff is all very complicated, and we'll kind of get into it more later. Because, well, there's one big thing that we still need to do. So let's take something. There's a lot of blocks. Let's look for, let's say, diamonds. Diamond ore and diamond blocks both require these material things. How to describe them? What are they even called? By the way, I made some conduit speed upgrades for the mob farm just because the upgrades kind of made it a little bit too efficient that we put on it last time. So this guy will produce a lot more loot, and that makes it a lot, well, we need to transfer items a lot faster through that. So it is what it is. Anyways, the material stuff that we'll have to get at some point are these absorbers, aren't they? Is that what they're called? I don't see it there. Let's look up, like, I think they're called absorbers. I'm not, yes. Okay, I wasn't entirely sure. But we have material absorbers, liquid absorbers, biome absorbers, terrain, feature, and time. So these things are really kind of cool. They're not terribly expensive. But what they are is you place them on top of a block, and it will gradually absorb all identical blocks in the area. And then you can use that to, well, basically make a dimlet to have infinite amount of that stuff in a dimension. So for example, you feed it diamond blocks, and you get a absorber that has the diamond block material. Which you can then use to make a dimlet. You can then use to inscribe a dimension, which you can then build and travel to and have basically infinite diamond blocks. Just as an example, we were going to use that just to go to an empty dimension, but the problem with that is that the dimension builder is actually really expensive, and we can't do that yet. Unfortunately, the dimension builder requires awakened draconium. Now, making awakened draconium itself is not that horrible. The problem lies in that we need draconium blocks, draconic cores, and wyvern tier fusion crafting, which, yeah, is pretty awful. Plus, a lot of power. So why is this so awful? Well, basically we need a ton of draconium, and we don't have that. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to try to go to the beneath. We'll see if that is faster than getting the chickens, which this chicken should, yeah, hatch real soon. So we have a bullet chicken, an interesting chicken nonetheless, but let's go ahead and put him in the holding cell, I guess. I don't know. We have way too many chickens and not enough, like, space for them. One day we will have a nice big chicken coop, but we're not going to worry about that yet. So if we can get a uranium chicken, which the two chickens we're going to get from these guys are the uranium from ender pearl and redstone, and then ender pearl and energetic will give us vibrant alloy. So two really nice things. Then we can get the seeds, and we can continue on with the seeds as we want to. So that's kind of what the plan is. Now we can also try to go to the beneath. That is the kind of plan for today. But before we do that, I want to make some upgrades to our base and various things because, well, one, we don't have enough cobblestone. I have one quadruple compressed cobblestone. That's it. We can make more cobblestone generators if we really wanted to, but I don't think that'll be necessary. So what are we going to do? Well, first thing I want to do is I actually want to get rid of all of this. We don't need this anymore, and I will tell you why. So we're going to make something known as the enchanter. So the enchanter is an Ender.io machine, question mark? It's a block from Ender.io that allows you to basically in a more expensive way make whatever enchantments you want. And it's actually pretty cheap. It's just some dark steel, a book, and some diamonds. It's basically the same thing as the enchanting table, except that it's dark steel instead of obsidian, and a slightly different shape. So dark steel, if you don't know, is iron. Hey, why'd you go away? So we need 4 iron, obsidian, and coal powder. And all that stuff will be put through the alloy smelter. And that will take just a little bit of time, but it shouldn't be too bad. How much power do we actually have, by the way? 75 million. That's not bad. So while that's cooking, why do we want the enchanter? Well, you cannot enchant the Supremium Bow. We've discovered that. I think I showed that off previously, but if we get some enchanted books, specifically the one I want is there should be a soul bound in here. What did I do with it? Did I put it in 2 unbreakings? I had a soulbound book and I don't know what I did with it. That's embarrassing. We did check off the bullet. Yes. Okay. So I don't see sharpness, reaper, sharpness, efficiency. We have a sharpness 4. That's really nice. Okay, there it is. It's the last book. Whatever. We can actually enchant this with books, and it should work. So that's what we're gonna do. But specifically, we want to get. I want to try something because we discovered when we were fighting the Ender Dragon, while the triple shot is really cool, it has a fairly big weakness, and we're gonna fix that weakness. So there is the enchanter, and we can just put that right here. And actually, I think we're gonna move our bed inside, and one of these days we'll kind of decorate this place. In fact, we might do that just a little bit today. Let's grab an end table or something like that. Let's see, table, wooden table, and maybe not. We'll worry about that stuff later. It's kind of not really important, and it's kind of a pain. So the enchanter is really cool because we can make our own custom enchanted books. It requires a book and quill. Every time it has to have a book and quill. It requires lapis, some sort of like ingredient, and then a bunch of levels. It does require a good bit of levels. Now, do we have much solid experience? We have some experience essence, but not anything we need to worry about. Let's grab a bunch of lapis. And I know that an ender pearl is what we're going to want. Now, we take some books, we take some feathers, and we can take some ink sacs, which we have plenty of. Again, feathers we're getting from the chicken farm. Books we can make, and ink sacs we're actually getting from the dye essence. So we can put this in here. If we put an ender pearl and some sort of lapis, it doesn't actually have to be exact, as long as it's enough, we'll get infinity for 17 levels. So let's retrieve like 20 levels and get an infinity book. And that's the very first thing we're going to want to put on. I don't really want to name it. I don't know what to name it. I'm always bad about naming stuff. So it's 4 levels. We're going to need 1 more level. And so let's just take that. And now we have infinity. If we want soulbound on it, it's 5 levels. And I'd also love a power 5 book. So if we want power 5, we are going to need, what is it going to be? I actually don't know. Thorns, that should be sharpness. What is fire, or power? Power is flint. So let's see, 60 flint and 33 levels. Flint, and there's power 5. So if we want to put power 5 on here, it's 6 levels. Just get 10 levels. We'll put power 5, and we'll put soulbound. Oh, really? We need 3 more levels. So there we go. That is a very good Supremium bow, and theoretically, if we grab just a single arrow, we should be able to fire this indefinitely. Now, is it 3 arrows? Yes, it is. Cool. So that is actually a pretty good bow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bone shurikens away. We don't need those anymore. And let's get into what are we going to need for the beneath teleporter. So we're going to need a quintuple compressed cobblestone, and then some quadruple. Now that is actually really, really nasty. It takes a lot of stuff to get that. Redstone chicken. It takes a lot of stuff to get that, but it's just cobblestone, so we just need a lot of cobblestone. Currently we have 2 quadruple compressed, so we need, what, 11 more quadruples? And in order to get the actual teleporter, we're also going to need wither dust, which comes from wither skulls. So we can get that, and can we... How many of these do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay, so all we need now is just a ton of cobblestone. In fact, a little over 50, about 60,000 blocks probably will get us pretty close. We're gonna have to kind of wait around for that. But the one nice thing I want to mention about this guy, the enchanter, is that we've been waiting around for sieve efficiency and sieve fortune. We don't actually need to do that anymore. We can get this stuff to the max level with whatever. So this flint stiffened mesh, which I don't even know if I'm supposed to be using that one there. I'd have to look at I actually have a cheat sheet that I wrote down listing everything out. But like this guy, we can upgrade him. That one's not even got a mesh, so I'll get everything kind of working with that, and it'll be pretty easy with the enchanter because we can get, I know these are the last recipes, so dust gives you luck of the sea for the sieve, whatever. Gravel or crushed netherrack, it used to be called netherrack gravel, gives you efficiency, and crushed endstone gives you fortune. And we can get both of those blocks from nether essence, and end essence. So not anything too bad. So I guess while we wait, let's make some more seeds. Specifically, I don't think we're going to have enough draconium. We only have one draconium ingot, which is unfortunate. If we want more draconium, we can get draconium dust by sifting ender gravel or endstone. Why is it called crushed endstone? Oh, because it's actually a different mod. Never mind. So it's a 3% chance from, or no, with the diamond stiffened mesh, it's a 7% chance. So that's not terrible. But we can also get it from loot bags, up to 4. And the draconium ore we can actually get from a few different sources. I believe you can find it in the beneath, so that could be good. But we also need to get into, well, let's go ahead and pull that one up. We're going to need both the mystical flower and the mana steel seeds. Now these are Botania related, so we're going to get into a little bit of Botania today. Not much, but just a little bit, just to do this. So, you know what? Did I scavenge? No, I didn't. You know what? Let's upgrade this guy. So let's get a another max tier cobblestone generator, and we can use a max tier for the lava production or anything like that. That should not be an issue. Let's come up here, grab the blade seeds. Now eventually we will run this stuff like constantly. Actually, we shouldn't need to do that. We should have enough blaze rods down here with the chickens. We have one in there. Okay, so maybe not. We have so many chickens. Eventually we'll set those up to be 10-10-10, but that'll be an experiment really, because I don't actually know how you're supposed to be able to do that. So we'll see how it works, but we'll get a little bit of stuff from there. While we're waiting on the blaze rods, we can get mystical flowers. Now that's going to require us to have 16 mystical flowers, I believe of any like color, but I want to know, can we mix and match? Because if we can, then we can go ahead and do that. We can. Alright, so we need just 16 in total. So there's 2, 4. Yeah, does it really matter? 4, 6, 8, 10. That should be fine, right? So we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4. We can dump all of these in there, and that should be everything we need for now. So we're gonna want some Prudentium, I guess, because we're gonna need tier 2 essence seeds, crafting seeds, whatever, same difference. And that will give us the mystical flowers. So let's grab the seeds and mystical flowers. Alright, so we'll get the mystical flowers, and then once I have some essence from them, it'll be pretty easy to just go ahead and run all that stuff through so that we can have plenty of all the different flowers that we need. Now, the other thing we can do, we should be able to make the upgraded stuff now. So there is tier 4 and tier 5. And then we'll need some conduits. And this will just speed up things. More cobblestone. That's really all it is. So if we put this here, Actually, no. Let's grab this guy. And dump most of the cobblestone away. Alright, we'll put that there. Extract, always active. And they might actually need a little bit more help. But hey, let's go ahead and sleep, get rid of the rain, and see what we can do. So, yeah, for the dimlets, once we start getting into that, one of the big things that we're going to want to do is make a dragon mob dimlet, which is going to require some special things, but we'll need a live dragon for that. Anytime you want to make a dimlet for mobs, and this is just kind of an aside, so if we do dragon, if I can spell dragon, there's dragon mounts and then there's ender dragons. You need a mob syringe with the actual mob, and it also requires some fairly rare dimlet parcel parts. So that's something to kind of keep a note of. But let's see, we can get rid of the mystical flower seeds. Alright, so what we want now is we're going to want item conduit speed upgrades. And these are not too expensive. I went ahead and I made a ton of pistons. So we're going to want like electrical steel. Let's go and craft like a stack of that. That'll be fine. Okay, so 3 should be fine. Let's put in like 2 in each, or 2 in one, 1 in the other. I think that'll be fine. And we have another quadruple, so there's 3 of the well, we need 10 more, so there's 3 of them. You know what, let's go ahead and place this like so. So is there anything else we can kind of do to speed things up? Not that I can really think of, to be honest. So let's go ahead and make the mana steel seeds. Now, do we have any mana steel? We have exactly enough. So we need the intermedium essence and the tier 3 crafting seeds. So let's get like 10 more of those. And there is the mana steel seeds. Now, do we have any Terra steel? No. Terra steel is kind of the next thing that we could do, but it's pretty expensive to make it on our own, so we're gonna wait on that. No things that we want. Alright, that's a bummer. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue putting in chicken manure in here, and let's take a look at our achievement book, because why not? Also, let's get rid of the conduits and grab some cobblestone. So, achievement books. We're going to need, let's see, we're going to need an absorber, we're going to need to create dimensions of higher rarity, and we're going to need a syringe to create an ender dragon dimension. So, I guess let's go ahead and work on the rest of the parts that we're going to need. So, one of the things that we're going to need is a dialing device for dimlets. Now again, we can't do much with this yet. We're not going to be going into dimensions today because we can't make the Awakened Draconium. If you want to see how bad these fusion crafting injectors are, they require a ton of draconic cores and nether stars and draconium. We're not ready to do that. Eventually we will automate the wither, and that'll be nice and easy, but we can't really do anything about that yet. So nothing we can do there. So we need to make a dialing device. We're also going to need a matter transmitter, which isn't too bad. We've made a matter receiver, and there's some other things that we're going to want before we go into dimensions, specifically an enhanced, or is it enchanted? It's this advanced dislocator is what it's called now. It used to be called enhanced charm of dislocation. but this is what we're going to want. It's also a wyvern tier thing, so that's not too awful to make, but it's going to take a while before we can get there. Luckily, we're going to be making our dimension stuff after it, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, we're going to need a matter transmitter, which is pretty straightforward. And we're going to need a dialing device, which is also pretty straightforward. Luckily, the vanilla like RF tools recipes are really simple. But all we need to do now is we're going to break this block. We're going to put the matter transmitter there and the dialing device here. So it sees this guy, and we're going to call this home out. So we have, actually we could just call this home. That would be fine. So this dialing device sees all of the transmitters and receivers. Now they both are going to require power in order to work, but that won't be too much of a problem. We can just run an extra power line underneath or something. I don't know. We'll figure something out with that. But basically this will allow us to teleport. And we need that to teleport into dimensions. Dimensions start with a platform with a matter receiver. So it is convenient, but we need to still get there. So that's what that's about. So really all we are going to need to do at this point is wait for enough stuff to get to the beneath. And that might take a while. So we'll find something else to do in the meantime. One is we can eat. So let's see. Is there an easier way to get a just ton of cobblestone? I mean, we can always get cobblestone from stone essence and all the different stone stuff. Body part templates, I've never heard of that. I think that's a blood magic thing, isn't it? No, extra bits. Never mind. Squeezers, yeah, most of that stuff isn't really useful. And it's not going to really speed anything up. How are we doing down here? We have 2, so we just need 9 more. So we need 8 more in total. So it's not going to take that long. So let's see if there's anything else we can get into with this. And then we'll kind of worry about stuff after that. I guess something we're going to need to do eventually is we're going to move all of our extra utilities power to another location. We need to move our trees. Let's go ahead and do that right now, because I don't want these here. And yeah, it's just going to be a matter of kind of seeing what we can do. So what else can we do? We are going to need, let's see, we could do Britannia stuff if we really wanted to. I don't really want to right now. You know, I wonder. Terrasteel. So Terrasteel, in order to make this stuff, we can get Terrasteel eggs. Chickens, they take forever to produce. Wow, that is really, really bad. There's also Terrasteel essence. But that's the only way we can get Terrasteel. We cannot get that from loot bags or anything like that. Elementium, wow. How bad are those? Not, oh, pretty bad. But Elementium is actually pretty easy to get. So, let's see, what else can we look into? We could start doing blood magic. I don't really want to do that yet. Craft a melee weapon. An unbreakable tinker's tool. That's actually a lot easier than it sounds if we have the right modifiers. We have 5 modifiers for this, so we can actually make our pickaxe unbreaking. So what we need is reinforcements. So we just need a bunch of obsidian and some gold. And we get the cast in the gold for the gold. And I don't remember if it's 4 or 5. But we can actually just do this We can just do this with blank cast, so it's not that hard. We're going to need some obsidian. And this will make an unbreaking tool. I just don't remember exactly how many we need. But that'll be a pretty easy thing to do. So there's one. This will make 3 more. So just go ahead and make the 4. And then if we need a 5th, we'll come make another one. It's not that hard or anything like that. So not a big deal. Now, what this will do is each level of enforcement, I think it's 20%, so I think we are going to need 1 more. Worst case scenario, we put the ingot cast and get ingots back. But I know we need at least 4. And that gives 6. I had some blank casts, evidently. So that gives the reinforcement modifier. Now, what does that do? Well, each level, it gives us 20%. 20% chance not to use any durability, and it stacks. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we have an unbreakable pickaxe. This will never lose any durability whatsoever. So that is... not that one, that one. Cool, so we have an unbreakable cobalt pickaxe. Not too bad. So let's go through and complete some more of these easier advancements. We'll worry about making powerful tools later. Energy, we can't do much with that yet. Or big reactors. Link an ender pouch to an ender chest. So we made an ender chest before. So let's make another one. Let's get some more blaze rods. And I want a white. And why we're going to do this is we're going to actually have this linked to a ender pouch. Now this one is going to go back here. So that's the interface. We'll put it right here. Extract. Always active. Perfect. Anything that goes in that chest will be put into the system. So the next step with that is we're going to keep this magnet on us. What can we get rid of? I don't really need the wrench all the time. So the next step is we need to make an ender pouch. Now, what is so great about an ender pouch? Well, basically, it requires blaze powder for 1, which is a lot cheaper. We can get all of this stuff pretty easily. And we have an ender pouch now that is connected to that guy. If we put something in there, say the ender pouch itself, it'll be in our system now. Right there. So basically it's portable storage. We might use it when we go to places and we're worried about things filling up, but there's other options. And I don't necessarily like it's going to take everything out of your inventory and not let you get it back, just because if you put something in there on accident, that can be bad. So, third of the way there. Alright, so what else we got? I know there's one that's really simple that we need to do. Working on traveling to the beneath. Angel block, we're not going to start a new island yet. We need to make a mattock. So let's make a mattock. Let's just make a bone. And flint mattock. Why not? So this will be pretty easy. First thing we need to do is part builder. We're going to need a shovel head. We're going to need an axe head. We're going to need binding and a tool rod. And then here, oh, no binding. Never mind. There is a bone mattock. So finally made one of those. I don't really plan on using it all that much just because there's no real need to. We have a bunch of obsidian. We have a bunch of various like void crystal, palace crystal, black quartz, obsidian hose. So we don't really need anything like that. So it's kind of whatever. Growth crystals or growth accelerators. I don't know what those are. Growth accelerator grows plants above it faster, and growth crystals. There's actually 3 tiers, and the top tier requires a dragon egg, which is pretty nasty. But it is used for a couple of different things. In fact, you need multiples for a few things. So that might be something we'll want to do at some point, but probably not. Anyways, I think for now I'm going to wait around and see if I can't get the rest of this cobblestone. And once I do, then we'll come back and, well, go to the beneath. So I will be right back. So that didn't take too long. Took longer than I wanted to keep you guys around for, but wasn't too bad all in all. So I have the 9 quadruple compressed cobblestone that we're going to need. Probably should have made it downstairs, but whatever. So we'll get our quintuple compressed cobblestone, and this will give us the beneath portal. So we're going to keep some things here. Now, I haven't really explained much about the beneath, but there is some, oh, how do I want to say it? Some badness with the beneath. We're going to put the portal right over here, I think. In fact, right here looks good. And it's actually a pretty easy portal to use. We'll get to that in a moment. Do we have any food that is good? We have some cooked pork chops. We could get more. We have a ton of cakes. Wow. Let's go ahead and just go with the pork chops. Now, I like using the fried eggs for the most part because they are fairly cheap and they give us plenty of saturation while we're kind of hanging around. But cooked pork chops are obviously much better. And we're going to want that because the beneath is, well, you'll see in just a second, but we're going to want to vein mine a lot, probably. Now, we're also going to want, I put it back in here because I was doing some stuff. We've got a vibrant alloy chicken now. Still waiting on some others. So I'm trying to get a pulsating iron chicken. Not a pulsating chicken, that's strange. Just kind of always moving a little bit. But, yeah, so we're going to want to grab our ring of magnetization again. And is there anything else we're going to want? Let's grab the achievement book. Why not? We'll leave our food here. So we're going to want plenty of food because we might be vein mining a bit. But the big thing with the beneath is torches. This sounds strange, but we're going to need to actually place a lot of torches. In the beneath, by the way, if you are familiar with, I don't know if it's the same mod, it was taken out of extra utilities. I don't know if it's the same person that made extra utilities that made the beneath, but it's basically the deep dark. And if you're familiar with the deep dark, basically the lore is there is like a Gru type creature that will attack you if it's too dark around you. I don't know what the light level is. I think it's like 3 or something like that. 3 or 5 or something like that. But if you're in the dark for too long, you'll start taking damage. So we don't want that. So we're going to need to have plenty of torches. But the main thing we're going to be going in here for is uranium, and we're going to want a little bit of, wow, we're going to want actually a lot of iron and diamond ore. Now we can't actually pick up the diamond ore. We do not have any more modifiers for this guy, and he doesn't have silk touch. but that's okay, I think. Do we have a silk touch pick? Mending, silk touch, iron. That will be fine. We'll take that with us. It'll work. Okay, cool. So we can grab diamond ore as well. So we'll see how things are. Now mobs will spawn here as well, which is why we wanted our bow to be powered. And let's just do it. So we right click and we are now in the beneath. So we're not going to spend too much time here today. And you get a nice little conversation with I don't know who. I think it's the mod maker, I believe. Likes to tell you where you're at in the beneath. But we've now traveled to the beneath. Now we are at what, Y57, and I think we want to travel downwards. I could be wrong about this. But since the monsters are down, I think that's probably what we'll want. But maybe this is different than the beneath I'm used to. Alright, so let's put a torch here. We're going to go ahead and put a waypoint here. Portal, tunnel. And I guess let's do that. Alright, so as you can see, there is a ton of ore. Alright, so once you start hearing those noises, you need to get into the light. If we look at F7, there is a lot of darkness. And it's very dark. So we have Infernium ore, we have Lapis, we have coal, we have Prosperity, we have some redstone. There's a lot of Infernium. So let's do that a little bit. And it looks like it's mostly going to be... It's mostly going to be like a cave. What is this? Silver? We have some black quartz. So there's definitely ores. I wonder, is there anything we can do like a light charm? What kind of charms are there? Aggression, gluttony, portal, sleep. Yeah, nothing too great. I don't know if there's anything we can use that will like give us access to plenty of oh, how do I want to say this? Get plenty of ooh, we're hungry. Like a light source type thing, so we don't have to constantly be placing torches. I don't believe reliquary is in this mod pack. That's usually something good, but we can grab some iron ore. And it's very big pockets of iron ore. That was 38 iron. Wow. A little crazy. But just go right here and dig down. We became more adept at handling the pickaxe. What is it? That's lead, more infernium. So there's going to be a lot of cobblestone, which is okay. That's kind of whatever. There might be some actual like wide open caves. I don't know. But you kind of get the idea with this place. It's not bad. Hey, we got a modifier, so we can go back and we can actually... Okay, we have to do this. I have to put a piece of cobblestone there so that it's a little bit easier. Alright, so let's go back home. We're going to fall through the bottom. Let's go ahead and put a piece of cobblestone there, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. And actually what we can do is just pop down here. and just dump all that cobblestone in there. So I think this might be a good time to have the ender pouch. But we have a bunch of iron ore. That is good. And we just need to find some more ore. So I will tell you guys what. Let's go ahead and end the episode off here. And I am going to go back to the Beneath, kind of explore around a little bit. I'm going to get another silky jewel. These are actually pretty easy to get. Let's go ahead and get one. We need 4 of these. We'll get that like so. And we'll go ahead and put this on our pickaxe because why not? We'll get Silk Touch on this pick. And we can also make, you know, instead of using the ender pouch, we can put this away. And let's make a void sack. So this is actually pretty easy. We just need a traveler sack and basically 2 blocks of coal. And these blocks of coal get zapped. Perfect. And we make first a traveler sack. And then we can turn that into a void sack. Now this thing is really cool. We can whitelist items. So let's whitelist stone. And so if I throw cobblestone on, and we want this to auto insert on. If we throw the cobblestone down, we walk over it, we get it back. But if we throw, let's say 16 of the stone, alright, we have 32. We throw 16 of the stone. Why isn't that working? Let's see. Does it want to grab a full stack before it does anything? Put that, and we'll drop another stack of. Let's see. Blacklist. How is this? What is this going to do? That's strange. Oh, it won't work if you're holding it in your hand. So whitelist stone. Put that there. Cobblestone gets picked up. But if we throw some stone on the ground, it does not. The void sack takes it. So that's what we want. And that will allow us to basically just come in here and just wreak havoc in the Beneath. What I want to do, yes, it is the Beneath. Now this cobblestone for now is fine. We'll have a bunch of cobblestone we'll take back with us. But for example, we can evidently it's really dark there. Oh, hey, look, diamond ore. So none of that stone was picked up. Okay, I think we're fine for now. Or not, I guess. That was weird. So if you start hearing the Beneath, then you're in danger. But yeah, as you can see, we have only 6 diamonds, really. It's weird that I was like standing on top of a torch, and it was still trying to kill us. But as you can see, it's going to run us through a lot of a lot of food to do this, but we're going to get a lot of good ores, specifically diamond and gold and iron, all that fun stuff. And how are we doing? We have 13 diamond. Now, we have plenty of diamonds in general, so that's not too much of a concern, but as you can see, we can get plenty of things here. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time kind of exploring around, trying to get as much stuff as we can. We can also get like redstone ore. I don't know that we're going to need this stuff, but we might. We can get plenty of it. Anything we need. Lapis. Yeah, whatever. So that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next time, we're going to continue working on a couple different things. But one of the big things that I want to start working towards is we're going to try to get the uranium seeds, and we're also going to try to get our first void ore miners. So that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!